If you are looking for the perfect workout before you get all of those sweets in, we've got you covered. Joining me live in studio with a spooky Halloween workout, Scarlett, Horton, and Lorie Fowler with Lifetime in Sugar Land. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, how are you, Haley?
Good, thanks. So what is the spooky Halloween workout you have?
Yeah, so this is something that we just want to remind everybody that they can have candy, right, on Halloween, but we just want you to have some balance.
You heard it here first.
Yes, we want balance. And with my clients and with Lorie's clients over at Lifetime, we definitely emphasize to them that they can have that balance. So we created this spooky workout. The very first exercise, I know Lorie's going to demonstrate with weights, but just remember, you don't have to do any of these exercises with weights. You can do a body weight if you want. But the first S is squat. So Lorie's going to demonstrate a squat. We're going to do these for about 30 to 45 seconds, okay? And then you want to hit about 2 to 5 rounds. Obviously, candy is a lot of calories, right? So we got to make sure we get that burn in. But as she's demonstrating, you see that she's getting nice and low in the hips. Her weight is in her heels and her chest is up. So that
spooky is an acronym for the workout that you can do, starting with squats.
Yes, starting with the squats. So we are going on to the push-ups now, and there's obviously a couple different ways that you can do the push-ups. The non-modified way, which is a little bit more difficult, hands are a little bit further than shoulder width apart, hips are up in line with the neck and the back, and she's on her toes. But
get it, Lorie.
I know, Lorie, over 60, and I wanted to talk about this because we have an amazing Aurora community over at Lifetime where you won't believe some of the exercises that these guys are doing. But she's going to drop down to her knees and do a modified push-up, so that's obviously another way that you can do it.
And this is still effective. Let's not knock this one.
Don't feel bad because I still do the modified way too. Just making sure your form is right is what's important. So we're going to stand up. We're going to move on to this first O in spooky, okay? And that's going to be your overhead press. You can do this a couple of different ways. She's going to first demonstrate that military press with her elbows out to the side. They're in line with her shoulders, or you can go inwards to that neutral overhead press. It's a little bit easier if you have shoulder injuries. Coming inwards is a little bit easier on those shoulder tendons. So remember that.
Or should we use lighter weights?
Yes, lighter weights and even no weight at all. Get some of those exercises and motions in.
The range of motion's good enough?
Absolutely. And so the second O is going to be a one-arm row. You can use just the weight of your body to balance here. So she's going to hinge forward. Her neck, you see, is perfectly in line with that back. Chin's off of her chest. And she's going to drive that elbow back and squeeze, all right? Making sure you're contracting, holding for a second or two. She does it so perfectly. I love Lorie. So that is the O again, yes. And just a reminder, I like to repeat myself 30 to 45 seconds. I'm a big pusher. Let's go with the 45, all right? It's Halloween. We're gonna go to the K. One of my favorites, the kettlebell swing. This is where you can get some cardio in, all right? So she's gonna demonstrate that first kettlebell swing. It goes between her hips, comes up to her shoulders, all right? And then Lorie sometimes likes to demonstrate that American kettlebell swing. Is that what it is, Lorie? It goes up above your head. She's super intense. I love it. But this is another way you can do it. So you can take it to the shoulders, right? Or over the head if you want to make it a little bit more intense and advanced.
And you feel cardio when you do kettlebells?
Oh, yeah. If you're going 45 seconds and you got a good weight, and I did want to mention, you don't have to use the kettlebell for this. You can use just a dumbbell and hold it between your legs. She can show you really quick. Just
okay, so I can still do that.
Yes, or a bag of rice. Let's go. And you got to get creative.
Yeah.
All right, and then the last one, we got our kettlebell swing, is your own choice, we're on the Y, of an ab exercise. And Lorie today wanted to demonstrate that Russian twist. So there's 2 ways to do it. The modified way is with your heels down on the floor, and she's making sure she's getting that full rotation through the shoulders. You don't want to just move that weight side to side.
Oh yeah, you are strong,
She is
Lorie.
so strong. And then we have her heels up in this one. These are just some of the basic movements that we do in a lot of our exercises and workouts at Lifetime. We've got alpha classes, GTX classes that really help keep you accountable and hold you accountable with that one-on-one coach time.
But that Y was for your own choice, but you prefer for it to be an ab because then you're getting in all of the...
Your own choice of an ab exercise. So we want it to be an ab exercise for that last one, but it's your own choice, whatever you'd like to do.
And you'd go through the spooky acronym 2 to 5 times?
Yeah, 2 to 5 times. I mean, again, what did I say at the beginning? 3 to 5. 3 to 5. You can do this. I like to push it a little bit bit, and then 30 to 45-second rounds for each workout.
Yeah, which is really fast. I mean, if you don't have a lot of time, it seems like this is a really effective workout for just a short period.
It is, and it's for every age group. You can do it with your kids if you want to. Grab some light weights with them, and then again, like I mentioned, we have an Aurora community over at Lifetime, 55 plus. These guys kill these kinds of workouts.
Yeah.
So it's
They're
for
no
everybody.
ordinary 55 and up. I mean, Lorie's pretty strong.
I'm 64.
No. Yeah, we take
You
it.
did awesome.
She's incredible, but we take it pretty serious, but we also have fun. So if you're ever like wanting to come, I invite you over, Haley, to come join us in one of our classes
I would
at
love
Lifetime.
that. I'm a fan of your facility. It is a very nice place. I do have to cram most of my workouts in at home because I have 2 little kids. So I think this would be great.
Yeah, it'll be
I
fun.
love the
It'll be
spooky
fun.
workout. Scarlett and Lorie, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank
That was a
you.
great demonstration.
Thank you so much.